I'm going to give you a brief overview of the various processes involved in getting video from a camcorder into Premiere Pro. I'm going to explain a little bit about tapeless media and working with videotape. And this is just going to give you a sense of what it's like. I'm not going to go into the details here. I'll cover the details in the chapter entitled Importing, Capturing, and Managing Assets. So let's start off by taking a look at some tapeless media. And to do that, I'm going to just shrink down Premiere here just for a moment. In my left hand here, I've got a little flash card from my GoPro camcorder. I'm going to plug it into my computer and show you what happens when I do that. I get this little autoplay display here inside Windows. It'll be similar inside a Mac. I'm going to open up the folder to view the files, and this is what it looks like when you've got this particular camcorder's flash media. You get two folders. Inside this miscellaneous folder, you find nothing. It's empty. The DCIM folder has a subfolder in it called GoPro, and inside the GoPro subfolder are all the various video files as MP4 files, H.264 MP4 compressed files of various shapes and sizes here. Now, if I want to work with these guys inside Premiere Pro, it's best if I take them off the flash media and put them into a hard drive folder someplace. You really don't want to do your video editing directly from a flash media card because later, if you want to revisit the project, you've probably, erased those files or covered them up or whatever. So it's best to get those on your hard drive. The thing at this point is to select keepers, and copy and paste those or drag them to some folder on your hard drive. And then you probably then will reformat this flash card and go about shooting some more video. So that'll be the process here. I'm going to leave this flash media plugged in because I want to show you what it looks like inside Premiere in a second. You also can work with other kinds of video formats, and they can be a little more convoluted in terms of the file structure. Let me show you an AVCHD file structure. Go down here and click on this one. I've got this entitled December 11th Shoot. So inside this folder, I've got the entire folder structure for AVCHD. I just copied that and pasted it directly from the flash media to this folder, and I went back and started shooting with that flash media all over again. So here, take a look at this guy. This is the folder structure for AVCHD. The first level is called Private. The next level is called AVCHD. And the next level has got these other guys here, AVCHD TN and BM. It gets really kind of wild, right? You finally get to drill down to the actual videos here inside the Stream folder. There you go. And there's all the video files, or MTS files in this particular case for AVCHD. Kind of a certain variety of MPEG. If I wanted to view those guys and their icons, I could switch over to an icon view. But there they are. This is how they're stored on my computer. And I could have just copied and pasted just the MTS files, but I decided to keep the folder structure because Premiere Pro recognizes when you're working with an AVCHD folder structure, as well as all the other kinds of camera format folder structures. So let's just go over to Premiere Pro and see what that looks like. So here we are in Premiere Pro. There are a couple of ways to access media that's on your hard drive or access media that's in a flash drive. And one way is to go to the media browser. I'm going to go down here to the F drive that we just added there a second ago. That's the little flash card. There's that DCIM folder, and there's that subfolder there. Just open up the subfolder, like so. And there are the clips that we just saw a second ago. I could change to the icon view, the thumbnail view, and there you go. You can see them that way. And again, if I import these guys, meaning create links to them inside Premiere Pro, I could then start editing them. But it's not really a good workflow to edit them directly off the flash drive. But there they are. If I do import them, I'm not moving them anywhere. They're still on the flash drive. So again, probably want to get them off the flash drive and onto your hard drive. Let's move on up to that other guy I showed you, the AVCHD folder format. Here's that December 11th shoot. Now remember all the files we had to drill through to go see this? If I just open this up and click on Private, it drills through automatically and gets to all these guys right off the bat. So let me just scroll down here and show you a couple here just to give you a sense of how that looks. There you go, and then you can just take a look at these files. Now these guys are on my hard drive, so my workflow now would be to import these. I could just right-click on a clip here and say import, and that brings it into my project and shows up here in the project panel. And now I can start editing this clip because it is residing on the hard drive. So that's one way to go about importing things, and that little folder structure for AVCHD, just drills right through it here inside Premiere Pro. No reason for you to just sort of do it yourself manually. You can also import clips that are already on your hard drive using some other means, and one is to use the import dialog box, it's called. The import dialog box looks like this, and we can just import some clips here by selecting a few of them and then bring them in. And so they'll be imported in. Again, they're not being moved, just creating links to those clips. Now all these little clips are now residing here inside the project panel just as links. Now what happens if you're working with tape media? Tape media is not a file-based media, it's just streaming digital content. So to get that streaming digital content, into Premiere Pro, you need to do what's called capturing it. So let me just show you how the capture process works by going File, Capture. And again, I'll cover this in detail in an upcoming tutorials, but I just want to give you a brief look at it now. I've got a digital video camcorder connected to the computer. Right now it says stopped, but I can control this using these transport controls down here. Control it remotely, which is pretty cool. Click on play. That's the videotape playing there. I just paused it. And the way the capture process works is that you can capture an entire tape if you want to. You can capture individual scenes by using the scene detector. The scene is when you press the start or stop button, when you have the record button paused or rolling. It'll detect those little moments when you do that. Or you can select clips individually by saying this is the in point, this is the out point. In any event, when you do this, the video is then transferred through Premiere Pro onto your hard drive. And as it goes through Premiere Pro wraps it in a file type that will then allow Premiere Pro to play it and edit it. When you're working in Windows, that'll be an AVI file type. When you're working in Mac, it'll be an MOV file type. And it doesn't touch the original footage. It keeps it in its original pristine state. If you choose to do that with MOV files, you can compress it on the way, but it's best if you just keep it in its pristine state and then edit it inside Premiere Pro. So it's a sort of a two steps in one thing. It'll take your video from your camcorder and then put it on your hard drive and then create a link to it inside Premiere Pro, all in this one process. So that, folks, is the basic overview of the various ways that you get video from your camcorder into Premiere Pro. Again, I'll go into this in much more detail in an upcoming chapter.